Remember, we have two classes today. Yesterday and today's. We continue in the 29th chapter. Alter Rebbe is helping the Beinani, someone who has mastered their behavior impeccably in thought, speech, and action, and yet can have a dullness of heart, at times at least, and has such ownership over their lives that they want to be able to deal with that dullness and not allow it to continue. Not to continue. So the metaphor that is used from the Zohar is just like a log, a big thick log. You can't bring a fire to it and it's going to take that fire onto the log. You have to splinter it. So likewise, sometimes we feel like a heavy log. Our physical body weighs us down because our animal spirit is bringing us down. That's all klipa. And it needs to be splintered. It needs to be humbled. It needs to be humbled. And in particular, as the Alter Rebbe says, that the Beinani, even though impeccable behavior, but the eye of the Beinani is, the first responder of the Beinani is, the natural inclination of the Beinani is the body talk, the animal soul's agenda. Now, it doesn't let it have any form of manifestation in, again, thought, speech, and action, but yet that is the first responder, so to speak, and wants to now to bring it, humble it, bring it down from its mighty and lofty place to not allow it to bring a dullness of the heart, not allow the soul, the divine soul, to be revealed. Now, that's with the Beinani. However, when it comes to the righteous, like Hillel the elder, he would say that when he came to eat, that he's going to do a favor with his lowly and poor creature, meaning his body. He was doing a favor, giving food to it. What do you mean a favor? You're not the body? No, he's not. Because he's nothing but the divine soul. And that's what animates his body and his flesh, as it is by the righteous. Because the negativity of the vital soul / animal soul that pervades in the blood and the flesh of the individual, by the righteous has been transformed to good and completely absorbed into holiness. The holiness of the divine soul. Therefore, who is the person? Their divine soul. Who are they doing a favor to? Something kind of extraneous to them in a sense. It is their body, right? But extraneous into them in their experience. That's not what they feel. They feel and they sense and they live with their divine soul, because that's everything else has been transformed, and therefore that's what's animating their body. They're doing a favor. Now with the Beinani, however, the substance and the essence is the vitalizing soul that is from the negative side, from Sitra Achra, from Klipa, that pervades in the blood and the flesh of the individual, as opposed to the righteous. It's the divine soul for the Beinani, and for us, Beinani in training, of course. Likewise, that's what pervades with us into giving us vitality, is our animal soul that has not been transformed into good. And therefore that constitutes, in fact, the person themselves. And therefore the Beinani, when they're crushing their own spirit is that of the animal soul, which is what's giving life to them, to their body. Again, not so by the godly individual. That's quite a powerful idea. The righteous are so righteous. What it means, righteousness, is that their body is not being animated by by the animal soul, but by their godly soul, their divine soul. So where for us, where we can go to is we could use food as a means to an end, right? We can make a blessing on it. It's kosher, and we will use it to serve God. By them, it's an end in itself, not for the pleasure, but as an act of divinity. The very act of eating is divine, just like for them, or for us, actually for all of us, when we do a mitzvah, putting on your tefillin, giving tzedakah, lighting Shabbos candles, putting on tefillin, praying, learning Torah as we're doing now, is an end in itself. It's an end in itself. By the righteous, even eating food, doing this favor to that which is kind of extraneous to them, their body, because that's not who they identify with, and that's not only they don't identify, that's not what they experience. They don't experience the body's desire, because they've transformed it. They have transformed the body's desire, and now it's a godly desire. It's a godly desire. And therefore the eating or anything that they're doing is, I just ate breakfast. I didn't feel I was doing a favor to my body, because, hey, my body was talking. It was hungry. It needed energy. So, okay, I made a bracha. It was kosher, and, using that energy, so now I could definitely teach better. But yet it's only a means to an end in that respect. The tzaddik, it's been transformed. So the experience is not like, oh, I'm taking care of me. No, like I'm doing a favor to something extraneous to me, because it's, their body is not them. In the sense, of course, their body is a part of them, but in the sense that that's what they're experiencing. In other words, the five senses is there, so the taste, the smell, and all of those things become a vehicle for the divine rather than just a means that you could use for purpose and divinity, which is what we're capable of. That's a powerful idea.